and welcome to Whiskey Whims with me, Stuart. I want to start a little series called Weird and Wonderful, and it's basically going to be whiskies that are matured or finished in things other than sherry and bourbon, because sherry seems to be the norm, and obviously bourbon is one of the most common maturation processes as well. So I've already done McMyra green tea. I'll probably include that in the series playlist, but we'll start the series officially from this Lady of the Glen, Glen Elgin 15-year-old. It's matured in ex-bourbon casks for pretty much 15 years, and for the last 4 months it's finished in ex-tawny port casks. And these come from Josepha, or I think that's how you say it, Josepha, which is Porto. It's 15-year-old. You can pick it up for about 75 to 80 pound. I originally bought it when it was 16-year-old. However, Gregor, the owner, found out that it was technically 15-year-old, and he had to recall the bottles and put a new sticker, a new label on it, and that. It probably would have been cool to get a hold of the 16-year-old, but with the kind of wrong label. But we got the 15-year-old, and I think I got a 10% discount or something. So that was really cool of them to give me the discount, because I waited a little bit longer. But yeah, it's non-chill filtered. There's no added colouring. It's all natural. It says there's 300 bottles. This is bottle number 122, and it's 56.7% ABV. Distilled 2004 and bottled in 2020. So you can see why they thought it was a 16-year-old, but it was March to January, so it just missed out by a couple months. So a little bit about Lady of the Glen. Gregor started this company in 2012, and the name originates from his time at Stirling University. His time there made such an impression that he named it after his experiences there. So when he was at university, there's a ghost supposedly that haunts the halls, and it's called the Green Lady. So he named basically his company after the Green Lady. So it's called Lady of the Glen. I think that's all I've got on the backstory to Gregor, or the backstory of the company. There's not much. It's been going for 8 years. They've originally started with bourbon exclusively. A lot of people were asking them for different finishes, whether that be port, whether it be rum. So I think he started experimenting with other things, and here we're getting these experiments. So sherry as well, port, rum, and I think that's all I've seen so far. But yeah, we'll get down to the nosing, the palate. So tawny port, before even going into it, I have had this whiskey before, but tawny port for me usually is quite sweet, quite a toffee, nutty kind of whiskey. So that's what I'd expect on this. Tasting notes on the front, I just noticed toasted walnut and Highland toffee. So that's pretty much exactly what I just said. I'm not sure if you can see, but there are sediments of cask in there, which is awesome. It's very cloudy, it's quite cool to see. But yeah, we'll get down to the taste. So the nose, 56.7% did I say? Yeah, it's a little nippy on the nose, but nothing too concerning. It's rich, very, very rich. There's figs, blackcurrants, some espresso, and a little nuttiness, but I couldn't say if that's walnut or not. There's just something nutty. Overall, it's quite sweet, quite deep, rich, fruity. It's a very nice nose. There's a lot going on. Yeah, it's full-bodied. It's meaty. There is not like an iron kind of like a sherried whiskey, not like steak or anything like that, or umami in that sense. When I say meaty. I forgot what I said. Yeah, when I say meaty, I don't mean it like that. I just mean it's there's a lot going on, a lot to deal with. The black currants is quite dominant, quite in your face. So it's almost like having black currant diluting juice. I don't know what they call it in England, squash, and I don't know what they call it in America. Yeah, we'll get down to the palate. It's lovely. I think this has got better the more I've went down the bottle. Yeah, black cherries to start with on the palate. More of a kind of espresso coffee flavour, maybe mocha coming through. There's like a Madeira cake, but it's been sprinkled definitely with walnut clusters or just crushed walnut. So there's a walnut and Madeira cake flavour there. Black currants again. Yeah, I said dark cherry. There's a little toffee or possibly tablet. It's quite sugary, quite sweet. I wonder how this would benefit with water. We'll probably try a little bit of water in it. But yeah, I'm going to just top it up a little bit. Just a tiny bit. So yeah, it's quite a sweet dram. A little sticky. The legs on it, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's got pretty long legs, pretty nice legs there. We'll go for the finish. Finish is definitely long. There's possibly some sort of apple there. There's definitely strawberry and like raspberry. It makes me reminisce of having Calpol as a child, which is it's almost like a cough, flu, fever remedy that you'd give to children. It's quite a sticky, sweet, sickly sweet, strawberry flavoured medicine. But although it tastes like strawberry, there's a kind of, I wouldn't say medicinal, like TCP or anything like that, but there's a kind of paracetamol flavour, if that makes sense. There's a different flavour in there as well, along with the strawberry. So yeah, strawberry and raspberry for a long way saying strawberry and raspberry. There's a little spicy bitterness probably from the oak and possibly some vanilla on the finish as well. So we'll add a little bit of water. I never know how much water to add sometimes, but I suppose it's just trial and error. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, the glass might be a bit smudged, but the legs are lovely on it. Like I said, a little bit of cask sediment in there. So the nose, with water. The richness is still there. I thought I might have subdued the richness a little, but the richness is still there, still quite strong. Sweet. The espresso, the black currants is still very dominant. I don't think it's added maybe red apples on the nose. I'm trying to think if it's added anything different, possibly red apples. On the palate, that blackcurrant flavour now is more like jam. It's more like a sticky jam, blackcurrant jam. On the finish, more kind of strawberry jam. There's a little toasted something. I think it would be a cop-out saying barley. I don't think it's barley, but there's toasted something, maybe just malt in general. There is a toast flavour, so let's just say there's toast on the palate. Yeah, it's added a little bit to it, the water. I think the water's a good shout with this, seeing as it is 56.7%. Yeah, that jam flavour now is just so in your face. Is there anything else? I think that's maybe it. I think that's the red apple, the jam, and the toast is maybe the all I'm getting on the addition of water. Yeah, red apple comes through in the finish as well, just at the end. Yeah, the reason for doing this obviously is that I feel like sherry, there's a lot of sherry whiskey out there. It's so many sherry whiskies, and I feel like there's so much more to offer with port, with rum, and obviously we've done the McMyra green tea, and that offered so much as well. So I think trying to stray away from sherry at the moment, try and do a little bit of kind of exploration, a little bit of weird and wonderfulness with different finishes, different maturation is the way to go. So that won't say sherry's ruled out exclusively. There might be a whiskey that's finished in sherry and rum, or sherry and port, so that will be covered, but it's just something different from our normal bourbon and sherry whiskies. £75, £80, 15-year-old whiskey, non-chill filter, no added colour, and it's definitely a whiskey win. You can add as much water as you want, you can make the whiskey last longer. You're basically getting more whiskey for your buck with it being the 56.7% cask strength. It's a great whiskey. It's good to see cask sediment in there, nothing's been taken out, so you can tell that it's you're getting full product, you're getting all the flavours that you should be getting. And the tawny port, I've had ruby port. I think there's a slight difference with ruby port, whether it be an aging thing. I don't think it's a cask, I think it's an aging process, but yeah, there's a slight difference between the tawny and the ruby, and it'd be good to have two of these side by side, one tawny and one ruby, and see what the differences were. It might just be subtle differences, but the tawny port is amazing. This is a great whiskey, and if you get a chance to try it, definitely try it. If you can afford it, I would buy it. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. Definitely well done, Gregor, for picking out this cask, and it's lovely. So thanks for watching. I've been Stuart, this has been Whiskey Whims. I'll see you later.